Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the lab for a very cool. I found some cool stuff this week, man. I didn't know which one to start with. Yeah, so this is very cool. This is my first one of these. This is a McCLEARY'S TRULITE, and this was made by O.L.L, which is like Ontario lamp and lantern company. And so this is made in Canada. You can see made in Canada. It's got its proper globe and everything. It's got all its parts. Yeah, that's not working. But look at this old thing, man. This is apparently this is quite an old one of these models. So E.T. Wright bought up, I think, the rights to this in like 1924, but apparently this precedes that rights purchase to the dies and all that kind of stuff. So this is a much earlier. This is an earlier squawk globe. So yeah, and that was was making me think too when I was hunting down doing some research on it. I'm like, these air tubes and these little beads here are pretty early, not 1924 or after, I would think. So yeah. So that was, luckily some friends in the group enlightened me and said that it wasn't an E.T. Wright at this point. It was an O.L.L. Very cool. So we're going to dig into this and we're going to clean this baby up. It's heavily oxidized from the top, and down here, not so bad. So who knows? Maybe this is not, that's rust. Okay, maybe it's like brass or copper or something. Nope. Okay, well, in any case, we're gonna clean this baby up. I see. So this being my first one, it's unclear to me whether the shape of that bail is the way it's supposed to be or it's supposed to be rounded off. I don't know. Somebody probably put this mark in it so they can hang it. Yeah, I don't know. But okay, we're going to clean this baby up. Let's take a look. Can't wait to see what this thing's all about. Alright, so that works. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, well, that's loose. That's awesome. Let's get that globe out of there. I think I may have another one of these globes. Actually, I think I found a home for it. I had one of these for the longest time, and I had it listed for sale because I'm like, I'm never going to find one. This one's different, though. This is a different... It's a different shape. I mean, this is the, D-Light size globe, but there's something different about this one than that one. The other one looked a lot more D-Light-ish. This one's got a little more accoutrement, like this extended rim here, looks like. Neat. All right, so we'll clean that up. And I can get this bail off without generating any problems for it. Yeah, interesting. Interesting bail hooks. Those look like... You know what those look like? Those look like the little lever for hot blast. Jesus, I wonder if that's what that is. You know, maybe they adapted that. Now I gotta look at one. Here. Here's a ham. Look at that.
Stand by a second here. Let me see if I have it.
Interesting. Okay. Now. All right. So like this action here. You see where that stops like that? Okay, that's not supposed to stop like that. No, it looks like that's froze up a bit, and I'm not going to force it. I am going to lube it up Do your thing, Croyle. Okay, we'll let that do its croiling. Nice. Look at the nice shape that's in, man. Look at that. That's great. Oh, look at that. Ah, look at that. Look at that. It was burned dry, man. It was burned dry on that end. And you can see the difference between kerosene burned wick and burned dry wick. Yep. Fire, yes. Fire, yes. Okay. That'll clean up just fine, so will that. And the bail, I can get that little hunk of wire off there. No, that's not. I don't know. Is that supposed to be like that or not? I can take that bend out of it. I just got to find out. All right. Oh, that came loose. That makes me happy. Cool. Look at that. All right. It says made in Canada on the cap. That's very cool. Made in Hamilton, Canada. Neat. That's not brass, that is steel. We'll clean that up. Wow, look at that tank. All right, let's get out the scope. We'll get out the scope and we'll check out the inside of this thing because we've never been in one before. So let's do it. That's cool. Let's stop doing that thing. All right, let's take a peek. Look at this thing, man. Nice. Any spare wicks or anything in here? No cookies? No fun things? That's pretty freaking spotless, man. Awesome. Let's see. There's the air tube. Look at this big old air tube. Big air tube. Big ass air tube. Yep. Anything up in there? Anything cool in there?
And then the mini train, I think it's an O.L.L, is it? But the ones that are smaller than the...
All right, there's the inside of the fountain of this cool thing.
And then he got into LGB German.
So that's pretty amazing how clean that is in there.
There you go. Anyone else?
You can see the you can see the tiger stripes on the tin down here. I doubt we're going to see that here because of this oxidation, but freaking love seeing this construction on shit that I've never seen before. I'm loving that. That's not great, but this is pinched in, so that's not going anywhere. Pegs here so you can get this up out of the way. You don't need multiple ones, but yeah, so that works out cool. There we go. Croyle, 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 you rock. Okay, so let's see. Man, this thing might actually come out pretty darn nice, even with. So if this is any indicate, like this steel here, like if I think of a fire hand, like a 260 or a 280 or 270, that looks super duper rusty. In fact, I just finished a 280, so you can go look at the video for that. It's super duper rusty it looked like, and they just clean up so nice. It has to do with, it's like it has something to do with how their mix of steel, how it rusts. Some seem to just rust differently, and maybe they're treated with some extra element in the batching, when they make the steel. That obviously, for longevity's sake, maybe it's a formula that that maybe they generated for war use or something. That the steel degrades in a different way, or slower, or better, or more manageable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sampling. I'm looking around to see what the hell's going on here, what we're dealing with. I could take that off, but I see no reason to. I don't want to have a problem with the broken tabs because there is a lot of oxidation here on top. So we'll just have to work around that. And we're going to work around this as well. I'm not going to take this off, obviously, for the possibility of hurting it and leaving tool marks. Me and my tool marks, man, piss me off. A lot of carbon up in there, so yeah, that's probably that. If that wick was any indication, it got carbony for quite a while in there. All right, I'm gonna go over to the bench grinder, man. I'm gonna go over to the bench grinder and clean this up. As I've said before, my bench grinder is super mild. It really is. It sounds like a harsh word, bench grinder, when it comes to something delicate like a very thin steel lantern like this. But it has worked for me for years. The only time it did any kind of damage of any kind is when I put a brand new wire wheel on my bench grinder late last year. For like the first time in 20 years, I put a new wheel on there, and it dug in pretty good. But luckily I used it on a part that I knew it was a test part, so I knew. So what I did was, with that new wheel on the bench grinder, I grabbed something like this and cleaned it up on that thing to round off all the bits on the brand new wire wheel, because each wire, if you look at them magnified, they were all like flat on the top, like a soda can flat. So that sharp edge was hacking into everything. So what you want to do is round off all those edges of that wire. And yeah, a couple hard objects like that, like a couple of horseshoes and that sledgehammer head, which is my little anvil here. It did the trick. I'm gonna go to the bench grinder, and yeah, I'm excited, man. Excited. It's got some dents. No big deal. No big deal. They're not structurally messing with anything. No air coming in there. It dented it, but it didn't expose any air or anything. This is fun. This is beautiful. And this kind of reminds me of, this reminds me of another lantern I got. It's actually another Canadian lantern. Actually, where is that? Let's look at it. Here's a beacon. very dusty beacon. Might as well dust it off while I have it here. Yeah, this is an ugly duckling, man. This is what I called it in the video. So. And GSW, by the way, so GSW, if I remember correctly, GSW that you see right there, I believe GSW bought up all the rights to this whole, like, E.T. Wright and O.L.L. and everything. I guess like a bunch of Canadian lantern makers got together, made GSW, if I am understanding that correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, look at this thing. I just left it with hooks of paint on it and everything like that. Because, yeah, look at that. Look at the walking patina on this thing. Windproof. All right, let's get back at it. All right, off to the bench grinder for me. And I'll be back. Yeah, look at this thing, man. Yeah. Even the heavily oxidized, this is going to look really nice. And it's going to oil up nice and dark. It's going to be real pretty. Nice. All right, so now we're going to dig into it with some tools. And I am going with fresh tools. Look at this wheel, man. That wheel's shot. Completely shot. So, I am starting with a brand new junk bit. And you've seen many a junk bit. There's kind of a before and way after. I mean, even like this, it has a job. So the more these things get worn down, they have different jobs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, this one still does my junk cleanup, but I just feel like starting a fresh one, man. Because they're a pain in the butt when they're beat up like that. But you got to do what you got to do, man, you know? Got to do what you got to do. All right, so fresh junk bit. And we're going to work around on things. Man, this is a beefy lantern. Nice big thick air tubes, rounded edges. It's pretty cool. All right, let's dig into it with a fresh junk bit. Right. Yeah. Cleaning up super duper. A lot better than I thought. And you can see here is the after of the junk bit. And we're starting with a new wheel here, which is cool. I wish I could start like fresh bit with every lantern, man. That would be the bomb. But it's not the case. All right, now get in the corners and stuff. And then, so after this, we'll go with a pointy bit to get even in more into the little corners and shit. All right, here we go. Fresh wire wheel. All right, let's get at it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. I see a couple spots. I just want to get back at with the pointy bit. It's just a couple little spots here I want to get. I mean, they'll disappear, you know, when I treat, but I'll know they're there. All right, so let's hit it with a little bit of pointy bit, a couple little areas, and I might even still bring the wheel out and just do a little finishing, make sure everything matches up real nice here. And then we're gonna go at it with an 800 grit, give it a once over, and then we'll steel wool it. By the way, Supervisor Baby was out of fuel and I overfilled him, so he's a little smelly right now until he burns off a little bit. There you go, Supervisor Baby. All right, pointy bit. All right, so I see that these are the solders that broke it. I mean, they're anchored in there, so they're not going anywhere. But I would like to get some structure. There's the acetone brush. All right, so I'm just plopping a little acetone, where we're gonna put a little bead of solder. And now I'd like to, I'll throw a little flux on there. I like heating the surface up before I put a little, and I like heating up the flux a little bit too. All right. It'll plop right there. Okay. We have fresh. I'm going to put some more flux on here because that was kind of weird. All right, now we have heat. All right. Ugh. Well, wow, that took an entirely more time than it should have. Jeepers. Yeah, it just wouldn't bond. All right, now we're good. Okay. Now, man, I mean, it'll never come out unless you rip it out, but it's so weird. Yeah, that's a lot more solid now. Okay, so now we're gonna go 800 grit. Give this thing a once over. That's 800. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I got more. Just a couple more, but I got enough for this. I gotta order more. Remind me, would you? All right, folks, here we're gonna go 800 grit. Gonna give this a once over, and then we're gonna oil it up. Oh yeah, then we'll steel wool it. Yeah. So we'll talk in a minute. Now, awesome. Now I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this thing's gonna look like. I really can't. It's gonna look so nice, man. It's gonna be so nice and dark. Yeah. It's gonna have a story to tell here in a minute for sure. So here we are. We got this very cool old Canadian made. I do not have many Canadian made lanterns. You saw one of them with the rounded fount. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. I don't need my headlamp on anymore. There we go. Wow. Wow, it's almost red. Beautiful red oxidation. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's almost a shade of red. It's like a dark burgundy. It's so cool. Probably, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, iron oxide, right? It's red. So. Very cool. All right, let's get this baby oiled up. I can't wait. See what it looks like. Okay, so while I was wiping it down, I see that little solder came loose here on this little thing, so we're gonna throw some on it. And throw an acetone on here to remove the oil that I just applied to it. Okay, so now go through this little process here that we just kind of did a second ago. Ow. That was smart. Smart, Brad. That was smart. All right, hopefully we won't melt this, but I'm gonna lay some heat down here, throw some B down. Okay, so that's all repaired. Very nice. Now, we're gonna make this baby burn. We're gonna burn it. We're gonna burn it. Still find all those specks extra oiliness around that I don't like for two reasons. Well, first, it's extra oily. It cakes on there. It cakes. The stuff cakes up. Gets kind of gross. Especially if you over oil something and then you leave it around for a hot summer where it's super humid and it just gets all pasty and weird. So you really gotta be careful on how much linseed oil you put on your lanterns. If you put linseed oil on, I'm not telling you you have to. Just what I do. That's all I'm here for. Show you how I do it. All right, now let's see. That burner came out beautifully clean. We'll cut off the part that was burnt without kerosene on it. Round it off a little on the top. Man, that's a nice heavy wick too, man. Like seriously. Shit. I kind of knew that might have a problem going in there. That's serious. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, serious wick. Okay. It'll probably lube up a little bit once we get some kerosene on it. It's gonna hold a lot of fuel, I'll tell you what. It's almost so stiff that I could not even get it down in the fount. It's nuts. Beautiful. Look at that. Nice. All right. So let's fuel it up. I would be incredibly surprised if this thing had a leak. All right. Now I can kind of peek in there and watch that. Oh yeah, it's going right up that wick. I can see it going up. Nice. Yeah. Very cool, man. Yeah, it's a unique piece. Oh, can I get that to line up? Maybe a little more. Yeah, close enough. That looks great. Oh, great in there. I like that cap a lot. And well, you know it's the original cap. And we got our beauteous Made Canada globe. Nice, very nice grabby globe guard there. Doesn't want to stay up, but I really don't care. This is awesome. Maybe it's not supposed to. Well, maybe it is. I don't care. I love it. I freaking love this thing, man. So cool. Beef. Beef, man. Serious beef. All right, let's check our wick for. Nothing yet. Come on, wicking. Do your wickage. All right, so we'll wait for that for a while. And then we'll light her up. Nice. All right. Now, let's make fire. Let's make fire. Supervisor baby, he did not like being overfilled, so he sort of flash. Yeah, so we'll deal with him some other time. All right, here we go. We're gonna light this puppy. Now we let it warm up super slow. All right, man, look at that. Beauteous. Now we'll let that warm up. Couldn't feel. Oh yeah, getting hot. Here we are, folks. Made in Canada. Very cool. We've lit it up. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a horn there. If I turn up a little more, we got a bit of a horn here, probably from my trim job. All right, folks, we are all done with this McCLEARY'S TRULITE made in Hamilton, Ontario by E.T. WRIGHT or O.L.L, Ontario Lantern and Lamp Company. Yeah, a lot to remember, man. Yeah, look at this, man. Looks great. Look at the color. Well, I'm happy with this. This is going to look great in my collection. I love it. Canadian made. And, you know, I am, you know, the northern border to where I live is Canada, Canada. So, you know, I'm south of Rochester. Above Rochester, there ain't nothing but lake and a whole bunch of Canada. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me here in the lab. Ooh, time for another late dinner. Folks, thank you so much. And until next time, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.